Hello and welcome back. My name is Elise and we're back here again for another yoga video. So I haven't been online for about a month here on YouTube, just taking a bit of a break to reconnect with myself, reconnect my yoga practice, and kind of my why, my purpose for why I'm creating this content. And the reason is that I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to provide these classes for free online for anyone that feels like they're really stressed, anxious, depressed, going through PTSD, or even just they need to decompress a little bit. So that's why I create these free online yoga classes here on YouTube at my channel, Solo Yoga Studio. Thank you so much for joining me, and we're gonna be back with some regular classes. So once you're ready, we're gonna do a yoga warm-up today. So it's gonna be a bit of a stretching warm-up routine. I have not stretched at all before this, and I have not been doing my stretching routine, so we're super inflexible, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and just practice together. We're gonna warm up our bodies together and just making sure to add variations for your level of comfort. So whether we can't touch our toes, that's completely okay. We're gonna find a variation. Maybe we can touch past our toes and we need a block. That's also perfectly okay. This class is accessible for everyone, and you don't need to be super crazy flexible to join. So whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and find a nice comfortable place on our mats and we can begin together. So scooting back here, let's go ahead and begin in a bound angle seated position. This is also sometimes referred to as our butterfly pose. So you want to just bring the soles of the feet together, bringing them in here, and we're just going to open up the hips. So you can place your hands over the feet, and together let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Exhale to release. All right, once more, and this time when we inhale, let's go ahead and draw that sternum up, and we're gonna roll our shoulders back. So together, inhale here, rolling the shoulders, opening that chest. Exhale, sinking into this position. All right, deep breath here. Again, you can lift that chest up, draw the shoulder blades back. Exhale. All right, now let's go ahead and add a little bit of a deeper stretch. So we're just gonna add a gentle pressure here, as if you're placing your palms, slowly bringing those legs farther down and closer to the mat. So a great way to practice this, we're gonna keep those hands down onto our feet, and let's just open up those elbows. We're gonna meet the elbows down onto the inner thigh, and just leaning forward, we're gonna get a nice deep stretch throughout the spine and through those thighs. So let's go ahead and hold on to the feet, placing the elbows down, deep breath in. And as we exhale, let's kind of push those elbows down into the thighs, just opening it up ever so gently. You shouldn't be feeling any discomfort or pain here, just a nice stretch. So make sure that you're not going too far. Opening up the inner thighs and hips. Deep breaths. All right, now when you're ready, let's inhale, lift all the way back up, and we can release those legs. Give it a little shake here. And now we're gonna start by just stretching those legs. Let's go ahead and bring out this left foot. I'm gonna take my right leg and just bring it in towards that left inner thigh. You can choose whatever feels most comfortable for you here, but this is just my preference. So together, once you're ready, let's find our position. Inhale, arms all the way up, gaze towards the sky. Exhale, sinking down towards that leg. Now, if we can't reach towards the feet, let's go ahead and just grip here onto that calf. We want to make sure that we're keeping that spine straight and not hunching over to get to the stretch. So keeping that spine straight, just reaching as far as feels comfortable for you. Even if that's before the knee, that is perfectly okay. So just stretch out to your level of flexibility. I have not stretched today. And if this is too easy for you, we can go ahead and add a block to the outside of the foot. So if you have a block, this is a great time to take it out, and you can just deepen that stretch, reaching towards the outer edge of the block. All right, release. And let's go ahead and swap legs. This time bringing that left one in and extending out that right foot. So again, from here, we're gonna take a deep breath once you've found the right position. Inhale, arms all the way up, gaze towards the sky. And exhale, let's surrender that body down, reaching towards the feet. Making sure to find a comfortable position, whether that's on your calves, shin, or on that thigh. Just keeping that spine nice and flat. Deep breaths here. And exhale, let's release. So now for one more stretch, we're gonna come into a wide-legged seated forward fold. So you can just bring those legs out to the side. We can either bring them all the way open or just slightly keeping those feet further apart. So whichever feels most comfortable for you, let's go ahead and find that position. For me, my inner thighs are not flexible, like at all. So we're only gonna bring them about this distance because this is what feels right for my body. So finding the correct pose for your body, let's go ahead and take a deep breath in, bringing those arms up once more. Exhale, releasing down, reaching towards those feet. All right. Inhale, bring those arms all the way up. And exhale, this time we're gonna bring those hands down in front of our body, walking those fingertips out, reaching towards the front. Exhale to release. All right, so now that we've kind of warmed up and stretched out our legs, let's go ahead and work on my favorite, our spinal health. So let's go ahead and meet into that tabletop position here on our mats. So if you've joined my classes before, you know that I love a good cat and cow sequence. So to begin, we come into this tabletop position where we keep the palms placed directly below the shoulders, fingers spread apart, knees placed directly below the hips. And for tabletop, you want to start with just a flat back. And this is how we're going to begin the cat and cow sequence, which is going to help to alleviate a lot of stress, calm the body, calm the nerves, and it just is so great for our nervous system. So this helps us connect that respiratory breathing. So when we inhale, let's lift that spine all the way up, arching it here. You can tuck that neck under, and we're gonna tuck the tailbone too. So coming up, this is our cat position. And as we exhale, we're gonna sink that spine all the way down, curving it here, lifting that head forward, keeping the chin up and our gaze forward. This is known as our cow pose. So again, these poses go along with our natural rhythm of our breath. So we can try to hold deep breaths and do it a bit slower, but I think that you'll get the most benefits from just following the natural rhythm of your breath and getting used to your own body. So let's go ahead and practice with our breath together. We're gonna inhale, drawing that spine all the way up, tucking the tailbone, tucking the neck. Exhale, sinking that spine all the way down, lifting the head forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, down to cow. All right, now let's go ahead and follow with the natural rhythm of your breath, whether that's a bit faster than mine or slower. All right, one more time. Let's lift up into our cat, inhaling here. Exhale, down to cow. Now let's go ahead and give that body a little bit of a break. We're gonna take our glutes and sit back onto our heels. It's okay if your legs are spread a little bit apart or if you wanna keep your knees together. And from here, we're gonna come into our child's pose. So this is one of my favorite poses. It is so relaxing, so easy, and this is what most yoga teachers will allow you to come to if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed by the class, maybe you just need a bit of a break. you can just find yourself in child's pose on your mat, and it's amazing. So let's go ahead and just walk those hands out in front of us, stretching them out as far as we can, because we really want to deepen that stretch throughout the shoulder blades, traps, and back. Taking a deep breath in, let's stretch those fingertips out, and exhale, sinking our forehead down towards the mat. So there's many different variations for this pose. If you want it to be a bit more relaxing, you can bring those hands a little bit closer. Or if you really just need a break, you can bring those arms all the way out towards the side, even gripping towards the feet. So this is a nice relaxing fetal position here. But for us, since we're warming up that body instead of cooling down, we're gonna really try to just walk those fingertips out a little bit further with each inhale, just to make sure that we're getting the deepest stretch throughout that back. So again, each inhale, slowly trying to walk those hands out further. And when we exhale, just sinking down deeper into that stretch. All right, inhale, let's lift that head, gaze towards the fingertips. And we're gonna push up from our palms, coming up slightly, and tuck those toes behind us. We can just sway back and forth right here, working at the hips once more. Putting some strength into the wrist. All right, placing those feet back down, let's go ahead and meet into that tabletop position once more. So if you remember, we just want to have those hands directly below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And we want them to be hip width and shoulder width apart. So once you're ready, let's go ahead and lift up this left leg back behind us. And let's start by making small circular motions here to just open up that hip joint. So I'm gonna start by moving in towards my inner thigh. So just making small circular motions, engaging the core here and engaging our glutes. All right, now switching directions, let's move that leg towards the outside of our body. Inhale, drawing that knee in, and exhale, placing it back down on the mat. Let's go ahead and inhale, lifting up this right leg, drawing it back, and exhale, start sinking it in, coming into that circular motion here. Following with your natural breath, we're just gonna move those circles inwards towards that inner thigh. All right, switch directions. We're gonna go counterclockwise this time, over towards the outside of our body. Engaging the core, engaging the glutes. Inhale, drawing that knee in. Exhale, placing it back down. So now we're gonna go ahead and tuck those toes one more time. So if you don't know what I'm referring to, we're just gonna prop the toes up so that we can kind of put our weight and pressure back there. So we're gonna inhale, lifting the knees up off the mat, keeping our toes down, and we're gonna push those hips all the way up into a downward facing dog position. So let's go ahead and start by just pedaling those knees. We're gonna walk the dog and just work at the calf muscles here. Stretching and opening up the legs until we feel comfortable in a proper downward facing dog position. So just slowly working at the calves, warming them up. All right, now let's go ahead and sink back. We want to inhale, lifting that pelvis up towards the sky, and exhale, pushing the hips back, making sure to evenly distribute the weight between our palms and our heels. You can allow a generous bend in the knees if that feels more comfortable for you. Just finding the right position here. Let's go ahead and hold here. All right, inhale, gaze towards those fingertips. Let's go ahead and push down. We're gonna chaturanga here. So We can either stay from here and push down, or for beginners, let's drop those knees first and slowly lower our upper body down towards the mat until we meet our chest down here. Keeping those palms firmly gripped onto the mat, fingers spread apart just below the shoulders. Let's go ahead and inhale, lifting the chest up off the mat, keeping those elbows slightly bent. We're gonna open up the chest, meeting in our Cobra Asana. Deep breath in. Exhale to release. Stretching out that spine. Inhale, let's tuck those toes once more. We're gonna push up from the palms. Exhale, sinking into that upward facing dog stretch. This is the same, but just with those hips lifted up off the mat. All right, once more. Inhale, pushing from the palms. Let's engage that core. Meet into our plank position. And exhale, sink those hips all the way back into our downward facing dog. All right, now let's warm up this body. Let's go ahead and lift up this left arm. So finding our balance onto that right side. Let's lift this left arm out in front of us. Exhale, reaching it back. We're gonna meet towards that right ankle. Holding here. Just stretching out the body. Inhale, deepening the stretch. Exhale to release. All right, walk out those knees. And coming back into that nice downward facing dog, let's go ahead and lift this right arm up out in front of us. Exhale, sinking back. We're gonna grab towards that ankle. Inhale, deepening that nice stretch here. Exhale, releasing back down onto the mat. Inhale, let's gaze towards those fingertips. We're gonna walk our feet to meet our hands here. So just gently walking the feet to meet our hands onto the mat. We're gonna come into that standing forward fold. So inhale, pressing up onto our fingertips. Exhale, sinking down towards the feet. You can allow as generous of a bend in your knees as you need to feel comfortable in this position. Stretching here. All right, when you're ready, let's place those hands down onto the mat. Inhale up onto the fingertips, gazing forward. And as we exhale, let's open up these legs here, sinking down into a wide-legged standing forward fold. Let's go ahead and take this left hand and we're gonna grab towards that right elbow. And with the right hand towards the left elbow, let's go ahead and just drop that head down, sinking into the stretch here. This is gonna help to open up that spine and increase our flexibility. So let's go ahead and just allow that upper body to hang, gently swaying back and forth, continuing to breathe through this stretch. Noticing how your body feels, if any muscles are still tight, if any are not warmed up yet. Just paying attention to the physical body. All right, exhale to release. Inhale up onto those fingertips. Let's go ahead and place them flat on that mat and jump our feet back together here. Exhale, stretching. Inhale, back up onto the fingertips. Let's go ahead and lift up onto our toes and sink down into a seated position on our mats together. Okay, so finding a nice comfortable position here, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. So thank you so much for joining me for this lovely yoga warm-up lesson, helping to stretch and warm up that body, bringing some energizing spirit towards the physical body. So this is a practice that I would do before I start a yoga flow class. So this is how you can get stretched out, warm up the body before you go into a faster paced yoga class. So thank you so much for joining me here today. My name is Elise with Soleil Yoga Studio, and I hope that you subscribe and check out more of our videos here. Bring our hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you so much.